Heading to the top of the third inning here at Bobcat Softball Stadium in San Marcos. Scoreless between Texas and Texas State. And to begin, top half of the third inning for the Longhorns, Kelly Hansel, the senior first baseman, takes a strike. Hansel out of Houston.
Klein High School. My neck of the woods.
They still allow you back in there, or they kick you out?
Every now and then. Not at Klein High School.
No balls and 2 strikes. Ball hit down the right field line and curving foul. Goes up against the barrier and back into the arms of Kennedy Klein. You know, the strikeout that Rupp had of Reagan Hathaway to end the first inning was her 800th career strikeout. Has 2 in this ball game. Looking for number 3, misses up high, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's quite a feat, quite a milestone there.
One-two delivery to Hansel. On a hop to third base, Lascano across the diamond for the 5-3 putout, now number 1. We go back to the top of the order for the Longhorns, and Devin Tunning grounded out to short to start the ball game.
She's reached base in 4 consecutive games. Also has a 4-game hitting streak.
First pitch is a changeup for a strike. Beauty right there.
And most would tell you if you're a leadoff hitter, you should have numbers like that. You should be getting on base every game. That's why you're the leadoff hitter.
That's why you're up there. You're a table setter.
She crowds the plate.
We're up with the delivery on the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
It's all about making contact when you're the leadoff batter, especially in softball.
0-2 pitch misses away. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Couldn't get Tunning over anxious to lean out over the plate and go chasing after that one. So we're up with a pair of strikeouts and a walk. Allowed 1 hit through the first 2 and a third. Slaps this one on the ground and goes foul.
Just barely foul.
Right over the glove of Lascano. Just at the last moment. Watch this slap down the third base line.
Very close.
Half swing, but you can see just outside the stripe. So the count holds at 1-2. Bounces this one in. Counts even at 2-2.
It's a good shot of Rupp right there. Randy was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Class 4A a couple years ago. And really a big reason why Kat Osterman also decided to come over here. Once she saw Randy was here, the kind of numbers she was capable of putting up, saw a lot of similarities in herself, in her own game.
Paints the outside corner, called strike 3, and Tunning is down for out number 2. Third strikeout of the ball game for Randy Rupp. Watch this. Beauty.
Right down the middle, no question about it.
Now Stephanie Wong, the senior left fielder, steps in. Wong bounced back to Rupp in the first inning. Takes on the outside corner, strike 1.
She's dialed in right now. Rupp is from Barbers Hill High School, just outside of Houston. That's where, kind of close to where Kat Osterman's from. A lot of great softball pitchers have come out of that Houston area, especially right around that, the kind of the coast area, if you will, and toward the east side of Houston. Christina Williams, another one.
Krista Williams.
Krista Williams, right.
Krista Williams went to my son's high school, went to Dobie.
She was a Longhorn before she was a Longhorn.
Yes, she was. 0-2 pitch. Just off the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I got to see Krista Williams pitch when that was that first year that Texas started playing softball. I remember they made it to the College World Series, played Michigan and a couple of other teams up there. But she was the workhorse for the Horns back then.
1-2 pitch again, just off the edge.
There's Kat Osterman, speaking of Longhorns.
With the gold headband.
A good cause.
Supporting for the Go for the Gold. See her signaling in the pitch call.
Rupp was having kind of a hard time seeing it there, shielding the sun.
Slapped on the ground, wide at third base. The count will hold at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice crowd here at Bobcat Softball Stadium tonight on a Wednesday night. Beautiful night. 2 teams in close proximity. Great night to enjoy some NCAA softball action. Again, just a piece for Wong, spoiling it again and holding the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Wong kind of doing Rupp a favor there by swinging at that one.
See what she'll try to do here. And this 2-2 delivery. Slapped on the ground to third. Lascano quickly over to first to get the speedy Wong down the line, and it's 3 up and 3 down here in the 3rd inning for the Texas Longhorns. As we continue to have a scoreless game through 2.5 in San Marcos. And as we suspected, pitching change in the early going here for the Texas Longhorns is Kristen Clark. Junior right-hander from Richmond Foster High School. Comes on to relieve Erica Wright here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Texas Longhorns. Clark this season 2-0. Just 21 innings of work, 17 strikeouts, 11 walks.
She looks pretty relaxed coming in here. Midweek game, big series coming up with Oklahoma. Want to get some arms out there and see if you can get a couple pitchers, boost their confidence level up.
And Bailey Carter, the second baseman, the 9-hitter, starts things off here in the bottom of the 3rd for Texas State. First to face Kristen Clark. Off-speed delivery is on the outside corner for a strike.
Connie Clark was telling us, with a couple of lefties and 3 righties, they're still sort of trying to get that lineup the way they want it.
As far as the pitchers are concerned, trying to get who are going to be the starters, who are the ones we want to rely on, and which conditions coming out of the bullpen. And so you use a midweek non-conference game to get some action for your pitchers in. Hit right back up the middle on a line and short hopped in center field by Hathaway. And it's a base hit for Bailey Carter to start the bottom of the 3rd for the Texas State Bobcats.
Good hit right up the middle, just pounded it up into center.
Ball on the outer half of the plate. Carter didn't try to do too much with it, just take it right back up the middle.
Hathaway lucky that ball didn't get by her out there in center field.
We go back to the top of the order for Kimberlyn Nivar. Nivar flied to left to start the ball game in the 1st inning for Texas State. Tries to bunt and bunts this one foul. Try to advance a runner, get it in scoring position, see if you can get on the scoreboard first. Nivar had a tough weekend. They played Georgia State. Was 0 for 8. Did draw a couple of walks, but you'd like your leadoff hitter to get on. A little more than that. Bunts this time. Fielded by Hansel and thrown to the second baseman, Slack covering for the sacrifice. The 3-4 out sends Carter over to second base with 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Now batting the center fielder number 21.
Well, they had a runner on second base last inning with 1 out. They had a key strikeout that really hurt them. They'll try to get her over to 3rd at least.
So just as the bottom of the 2nd started with a base hit and a sacrifice, the Bobcats do likewise here in the 3rd. And now it's Christiana McDowell. Hits this one into right field. It'll fall for a base hit. Rounding 3rd and coming home to score is Bailey Carter with the game's first run, and the Bobcats take the lead 1-0 on an RBI single by Christiana McDowell.
A lot of emotion there with the base hit to right, bringing in the first run of the game. Good piece of hitting. And if there was any thought about a play at the plate, it was quickly extinguished with the ball kind of coming out of the glove there just momentarily for
Dermagosian.
Thank you.
And now it's Ariel Ortiz. Ortiz, who had that 2-run homer that accounted for all the Bobcat runs in the first meeting on March the 1st in Austin, went 2 for 3 in that ball game. And Connie Clark told me the one thing we have to do differently is find a new way to pitch Ortiz, because what we did last time didn't work. Off speed goes outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes to the junior shortstop. Heart and soul of this batting order. Grounded out to short to end the first inning in their first at bat. Now has McDowell at first with 1 away in the 3rd. Tried to check her swing but fouled off, and it's 1 ball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Pivotal part of the game right here with the Bobcats scoring the first run. Almost
swung on and missed on an off-speed pitch. Great delivery there by Kristen Clark to level the count at 2-2.
Took a little off that pitch.
McDowell 3 for 5 stolen base attempts. Again, off speed on the outside corner, and Ortiz spoils it, puts it back in the screen, and count a hold at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kristen Clark in a bit of a jam here in her first inning of work, bottom of the 3rd. Up and in, swung on and missed by Ortiz for strike 3, a big strikeout there for Clark and the Longhorns for out number 2.
Yeah, she needed that, kind of build her confidence up a little bit.
Now Jalen Young, designated player, who singled in the 2nd off Erica Wright, but was left at second base. Comes in to face Kristen Clark for the first time. Takes inside for a ball. Young over the weekend was 3 for 9 with a couple of runs batted in and scored a run. Off-speed pitch is low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Jalen had that single earlier in the game. She's got a pitcher's count here, or hitter's count here, excuse me.
Flies this one into the air in a short right field. Dermagosian on to take it and end the inning, but not before the Bobcats put the first run on the board on an RBI single from Christiana McDowell. At the end of 3 in San Marcos, it's Texas State 1 and Texas 0.